Do you want to know about multifamily versus single family? What are the pros? What are the cons? Why is one good? Why is one bad? You need to watch this video, especially if you're looking to get in the St. Louis market. Hi, I'm Ben, your St. Louis real estate ninja. If you want to talk about St. Louis real estate in any capacity, whether it be your dream home, relocation, rental properties, investment properties, I'm here for you. Please give me a call, text, or email, and go from there. I own residential multifamily and single family homes in the St. Louis area, so I want to show you what are the actual pros and cons because I don't want you to make a bad decision when investing. So let's define multifamily. Technically, multifamily is a commercial building, 5 units and up. Residential is considered 1 to 4 units. So there's residential multifamily, which is 2 to 4 units. In this video, I'm going to be talking about 2 to 4 families because that's what I own personally, and I just wanted to share with you the pros and cons of that. If you go to 5, 6, 8 units, 10 units, it's relatively the same except for more tenants and more units. What I like about multifamily is that it's a safer investment when you are first starting off, because if you have 4 units and 1 or 2 of them are vacant, the other 2 units are still paying you rent and they are still paying your mortgage, keeping you afloat, maybe positive cash flow, maybe a little under, but at least it's not zero. When you have a single family home and the tenant moves out, then you have to pay those bills for those couple of months that it's vacant. Multifamily homes are usually more affordable for people than single family homes. So if a rent is $1,000 for a single family home, a 2-bedroom apartment would be lower than that usually, depending on the area. Managing multifamilies comes with its pros and cons as well. So I do like that when you have a multifamily property, everything is in one place. There's one roof, so you can get into the basement at the same time and service 4 different units instead of a single family home where you'd have to go to multiple locations. Handling multiple tenants at the same time can be challenging. Sometimes tenants may not be home, one's home and one's not. A lot of my buildings are upstairs and downstairs, so the apartment would be a first floor and a second floor unit. Sometimes there will be leaks that come from the upstairs bathroom down to the first floor, so you have to open 2 doors at the same time to take a look at the source and fix, and that can be a challenge sometimes. Some tenants want to be home when you go there, and some tenants don't mind when you come in without it. But as a manager, what you want to do is just let them know that you are coming in at this certain time, this date, to take a look. So dealing with multiple tenants and different schedules can be a challenge sometimes, but all under one roof is helpful. Multifamily buildings in St. Louis are usually older, so they are usually 100 years old, 80 years old. They might have some deferred maintenance that needs to be done. A lot of times you got to think about tuck pointing, old roofs, cast iron pipes, basements. Those are some issues that you need to be aware of when dealing with older multifamily buildings. So there are single family buildings in the same area as well, but usually the single family homes are in different neighborhoods of St. Louis, and they are usually newer properties than multifamilies. To buy a multifamily property will be a higher price point than a single family home. Multifamilies in St. Louis can range from the high 100s all the way to 400, where single family rental properties can be 80 to 150. So having a higher price point can be a challenge with more down payment, more financing, but of course you do have more units. It's easier to scale with multifamilies. You find one deal and you get multiple units instead of finding 5, 10 different houses. You get one building with a bunch of units in one location. So you can buy a 100-unit apartment building, and that would be way more easier than buying 100 single family homes. I do like it that you can stack units relatively quickly. When I started, I bought 4 families, so I bought 5 buildings and had 20 units. And I know that was a lot easier than just going out and trying to find 20 different single family homes. So with residential multifamily, it's considered residential. So the appreciation would be lower than a single family home. If you had a commercial building, 5 units or higher, then the price, the value goes off of the income of the building. So if you increase rents, lower expenses, and make it more profitable, then the value goes up. But in residential multifamily, the appreciation is lower than a single family home because it's treated like residential. So that is something to think about for sure. In multifamily, you have multiple tenants. Multiple tenants means more chances of issues between tenants. So there are a lot of things that can happen when people are close to each other. You know, there could be noise, there could be not picking up your dog's poop, there could be all types of things that go on, and sometimes you get those calls and sometimes you have to mediate that. Having a duplex, triplex, or quad, I think that helps mitigate because it's only 4. It's not like 100 units where there's all types of things that could be going on. So just be aware that you might have to deal with people and some issues and stay on top of it. In a way, it's a good thing if your tenants complain about something, because that means that your building is going to get more maintained. When you have a multifamily and someone is saying that there is a noise complaint from the other side, then you call them and say, hey, you know, you got to lower it down. You got to keep it right. We have other buildings. You got to be mindful of them. And your building is more maintained. If you have a single family, you might not hear that complaint. And let's just say there's a bunch of trash building up in the back and you never see it because it's a single family home. There's no complaints. And then by the time you get there, there's a big issue with trash or rodents or whatever it is. The point is, when you have multifamily, things usually get told to you if they are getting out of hand, and you are able to stay on top of things better. Now let's talk about single family homes in St. Louis. So most of the rental properties, investment properties, are in North County. North County is made up of a lot of townships and municipalities. St. Louis County will cover some of the unincorporated areas, but there are a bunch of little towns and municipalities to navigate when you're in North County. They will have different inspections, inspectors, codes, things that they want to get you for. So just know that every municipality is a little bit different. And single family homes are lower priced than multifamilies. So a lot of times you can get in for 80, 100, 150,000 for rental properties. So I really do like that, where it's just easier to get in. Single family homes can be easier to manage because you're just dealing with one tenant or one family. I started off with multifamilies, and after a while it did become a lot of maintenance for me. So I bought single family homes strictly for maintenance. And over the years, I've had a lot less maintenance at my single family homes than my multifamilies. It can be a mix of factors, but the houses are newer, so they usually are in better condition. And a lot of my buildings are 2 bedrooms and they have less tenants in them. So overall, there's just been less headaches and less maintenance requests over multifamily. It really depends on you. If you want least headaches as possible, you might want to consider a single family home. But of course, if it's vacant, then you get no income coming in. So we talked about this earlier with the risk, where you might need reserves to cover your holding costs when things are vacant. But single family homes are usually more desirable. They usually appreciate more. In St. Louis, I find that my single family homes are in better neighborhoods than my multifamilies. And that depends on the price that you're willing to pay and factors like that. But overall, I just feel like you can find more better homes in better neighborhoods for what you want to invest. I'm all about trying to save you time and money. So what I recommend is having all your properties in the same area if you can. So when I started off with multifamilies in South City, all my properties are within like a 1 mile radius of each other. And then when I went to my single family homes, they are all in the same 1 to 2 mile radius of each other. It just makes it easier to go out there and service those tenants and those buildings if needed. And then you also get to know the neighborhood really well. You know what's a good deal, what's not, opportunities that might come up. Here is a duplex here that is at $160,000. Here is a 4-family that is listed at $425,000. At the time of this video, there's one vacancy here, but if everything was full, the rents would be $4,250 here, which is 1% of $425,000. This is a 2-family for $360,000. This is an example of a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home for $110,000. So this property right here is 3-bedroom, 1-bath, a little over 1,000 square feet. This one sold for $135,000. So once again, lower price point than the multifamilies. So this one is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it sold for $100,000. But take a look here, it does need a lot of work. I am not sure how much it's gonna take to get this up and running, but let's just say $20,000 to $30,000. Get this thing up and running, you're in it for $130,000. So this one right here, as you can see, is totally updated. This went for $160,000. So when these are tip top, you can get in the mid to high 100s and still rent them at a great rate. So those are the main takeaways between single family and multifamily in St. Louis. At the end of the day, it's your preference. Do you want more units? Do you want to scale faster? Do you want more appreciation, better neighborhoods, easier to manage tenants? That's a question only you can answer. St. Louis is a great market, and it's a more affordable market than most other markets in America. So I do think that you have a lot of opportunities here to make cash flow and appreciation. It really depends on your investment goals and your risk tolerance. Remember that when you have rental properties, you should have reserves for unexpected repairs, vacancies, etc. I recommend you have at least $5,000 to $10,000 per property, just so you are safe in case anything comes up. If you are looking to navigate St. Louis real estate in any capacity, whether it's rental properties, single family, relocation, or anything real estate, I'm here to help you. Please call, text, or email me. I will be here to help you. I do have another video here of a neighborhood I think is a great place to invest in. Please check it out so you can get a more in-depth information about what's going on and the type of money you are able to make.